Hey guys, go back to the channel, or if you're new, welcome. We're gonna get back into more Amberlynn Reid content. We are back with probably 4 videos today. 4 different people. We have Alexis, Beck, Amber, and Foodie. And none of them want to make it easy on me because they are all at least 20 minutes long. Beck's being the longest, which is about 43. So we have a long day ahead of us. But let's get into it and not complain too much.
Hey guys, welcome to another Reactland video. I figured we should do one about the FBI Frank story.
Dude, just accept the fact that it's not true and never probably happened, and if it did happen, it was probably some random person calling you and stirring shit. Like, no FBI agent actually called you. Like, just get over it.
Since then, people have been literally trolling me about this story.
Yeah, because you're a compulsive liar and we all know you're full of shit.
I want to clarify exactly what happened.
By clarify, what she's going to do is change the purposely vague things that she left vague so that way she can try and make the lie fit somehow.
Did I actually lie about this? Or do I have proof that it did happen?
It could always be the third option of someone, pulling a joke.
Okay, so today we have a mukbang and a story time for you guys.
Oh, watch out, Foodie, you got some competition.
Which I am so excited for. It's actually like really random and weird. So in this video, I'm actually in my office, and that picture that's behind me is this beautiful woman and her nipples were out.
Having an office would imply that you do work in there, which, you don't. So it's not an office, it's just a spare room for you to feel like a big girl.
Yep. We have water is what we were drinking today. Wow, your girl was drinking water back then. I need to take my advice because I have not drank a drop of water in weeks.
Imagine patting yourself on the shelf because you drink water. Like, that's an achievement to you. You haven't done it in weeks, but you never shut up about lipedema.
And I'm not joking about that.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that's going to be the one and only true statement in this entire video.
And what we are eating today is Singapore rice noodle, which is so freaking good. This is what it looks like.
Hopefully in the video you do those exaggerated moans, you might get Emily interested in you again.
I want to eat on a plate though. Oh my gosh. In Virginia, oh my god, this is so much. Singapore rice noodle, or as it's also called Singapore Mei Fun, is literally one of my favorite things to get at a Chinese restaurant. And they give you so much. They literally pack that container so full. I have never finished that in one sitting. I think it's impossible.
Amber, I want you to do me a favor. Look into my character's eyes. I don't believe you.
Holy. Okay, so in Virginia, they called it Singapore rice noodle where I got it. But here in Kentucky, they call it Mei Fun. So you know what? This is Singapore Mei Fun. So
yeah, you said this 3 times now. Can you just get to the point about you lying?
I wouldn't say the meat is exactly my favorite, so let's dive in.
Well, if the rumors are true, Amber, you may potentially like meat more than you let on. It's a terrible joke. I apologize for that.
So I actually haven't had this in so long, probably over a year. But the last time I did have it, I asked for just shrimp because the shrimp in it is really good. But the pork and the chicken, especially the chicken, is a no.
Dude, we're like 3 minutes into the video and yet you still haven't talked about Frank yet. Get to the goddamn point.
Oh, by the way, this has a little spice to it. So if you don't like spicy foods, definitely don't go for it. I'm telling you, life is so much easier when I just filmed mukbangs. Such easy content. Like, eat a good meal and just talk while you're doing it.
And you say you're not a feedie.
But it's not fun to react to. It's not fun to watch, I will say that.
Yeah, because you're not the you're the E.
I was gonna do my makeup, but I realized my face needs to breathe.
Yeah, so do your organs.
Okay. Story time.
You know what? I'm going to admit it. I am wrong. I am 100% wrong. I thought Foodie was bad with her mukbangs, but it is nothing in comparison to Amber.
So, being on YouTube comes with a fair share of disappointments. I mean, amongst amazing things as well. But something that I consider a disappointment is like,
Girl, please, you're not entitled to disappointments after everything you've done.
telling people to off themselves
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely too much. Like, I don't agree with that at all. Even if her and Foodie are doing it very slowly, like, I still don't agree with it. Not something we should ever do to people.
Or threatening to off someone. Why? Well, it's pretty simple. These people hide behind keyboards and they can say whatever the hell they want.
Says the person who has sock account after sock account talking shit about people. Pathetic.
With no consequences whatsoever. So there has been like this idea floating around, which I feel like is such a good idea. That like, if you're going to be on certain social medias, like you have to show your ID with that username. So if things are being said that are extremely scary, like ultimately like hardcore harassment and threats, like your username and your comment or your messages are linked up to your ID. I think that's such a freaking great idea.
Yeah, until you put about 2 seconds of thought into it, because some people will have their accounts lost or hacked. They may potentially have people take over their accounts because they're bitter, or someone may potentially take their ID and create an account that they did not previously had and pretend to be them. Kind of like, Walnut, for example, Amber. You know that account that you said that was pretending to be Emily? Did not think about that, did ya?
So, last October or November,
I'm sorry, but between the mannerisms, the eating, and the eye banging, she's so repulsive.
I was simply just skimming through the comment section of my YouTube, and I usually get a lot of people saying mean things to me.
Yeah, I wonder why.
And none of it has ever, like, made me feel any sort of way. Nothing scares me. Nothing like that.
We all know that's bullshit.
It all just makes me feel, like, uncomfy.
Do you guys want to hear something interesting about the word uncomfy? And I recently heard this from a therapist too. They said that people who use the word uncomfy typically, will use it as a way of trying to place themselves in the role of the victim, downplaying other people's emotions, and trying to put them in the role of an aggressor. So if someone's trying to share their emotions and it makes them feel uncomfy, it's not often that the person is being aggressive or being in an aggressive way. It's more so that they're being assertive and they want to place their feelings out there because they're being ignored, and that person is trying to victimize themselves because they are being, disrespectful to that person's feelings. So I think that really speaks volumes to really Amber as a person.
But there was one that I remember reading that kind of was like, this is how all scary movies start.
Do you like scary movies, Sydney?
It was saying how they know where I live, they're gonna off me. They said they live nearby, like this whole thing. And I remember reading it and being like,
yeah, I'm not really willing to believe you because you are a compulsive liar, so you're gonna have to give me some sort of proof. Like, I want to see a screenshot. Can it happen? Definitely. Did I believe it happened? Not really, no, because Amber stretches the truth.
I actually took a screenshot of it. This is the only time I've ever done this, actually been kind of scared of a comment.
Alright, cool. Where is that?
I'm really annoyed because I actually do not have the screenshot of it. Obviously, all of this happened in 2021.
Yeah, that's awfully convenient.
But it wasn't until February 2022 when the FBI actually tried to contact me. And then I actually didn't even upload the story time until March 2022.
That's a lot of actuallys, Amber. Also, I don't really believe for a month you just sat on that. That is so unbelievable.
So yeah, through all the shuffle of it all, I definitely do not have that screenshot anymore, sorry. Well, as I'm taking screenshots and stuff, and sending them, I remember I sent it to Becky, a couple other friends of mine. I was like, what is this? What is this? So I guess some of you, so I want to say thank you, actually found that comment and was scared by it as well.
Oh, please, no one is contacting anyone over a comment. Get over yourself.
Because, dun da da, I get a message on Instagram from my ex's sister.
Which one? Which one, Amber? You can't just say my ex, because girl, let's face it, you get around more than Santa Claus.
And said, the FBI showed up for you. She sent me a picture of the card that the FBI gave her.
Let me guess, Amber, you don't have the pictures or the messages either.
The FBI said, contact her because we need to talk to her. I was terrified.
5 years later, and she is still going on with this lie. Like, just accept it and move on, my dude. Like, how more embarrassing could this potentially get for you?
And all of that is true. That very much did happen. And here is a screenshot. I blocked out any personal information, obviously. Here's actually the screenshot of the person messaging me and telling me about it, and then also sending me a picture of the card that the FBI gave them.
Hate to break to you, Amber, but this isn't evidence because you have proven in the past that you have sock accounts and that you're willing to use them to message other people, so why not just message yourself? Not to mention, the FBI themselves would know where you are and how to get in contact with you, and then on top of all of that, do they even deal with these type of cybercrimes? Because, like, they do deal in some cybercrimes, but not all, so would they even be bothered by some random YouTuber getting a death threat? Like, would they even be interested in that?
I had a panic attack because I had to sit there and think of my life. I was like, literally, did I do something that I don't remember that I did? Like, honestly, I was so terrified. I was like, what is happening? And that's low-key downplaying it. I was genuinely scared. I was so confused.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised about that. Like, Amber confusing her own fake story with reality and then freaking herself out. Like, I could imagine that happening.
Do you guys ever get that feeling when, like, you see a cop, like, you're in a car and you see a cop and they're behind you and, like, literally you think that you've done, like, the worst crime in the whole world, even though you've literally done nothing?
If I'm driving in my car and a police officer is behind me, like, even with an anxiety disorder, I don't think anything bad other than, oh shit, am I speeding? Which, in every single case, no, because it's easy to obey the speed laws.
I'm not the only person who feels this way because there are memes about it, and that's genuinely how this situation felt, but, like, on steroids, like, a million times worse.
I can understand the anxiety of a police officer and, like, worrying about potentially doing something wrong at that moment, but I've never thought, oh shit, what did I do in the past? Because I've never done anything wrong in the past that could be considered illegal.
The FBI didn't know I lived here?
Yeah, no, straight up, like, how do you, of all people, think you're going to escape the FBI? Like, that's not even a thing, Amber.
So this right here is one of the reasons why people are like, this story is so fake. Like, how does the FBI not know where you live? And that is a question that I also have myself. I truly have no idea. Obviously, immediately, I end up calling the number that is on the FBI guy's FBI card. I was so scared. Some woman picked up and she was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna call the FBI guy, Frank. And here, the new side character is born.
Hate to break to you, mate, but at this point, you're a side character in your own story. Literally everyone else, even people that don't exist, are more interesting than you.
Why not? So Frank was, like, out of the office or something, and she was like, I can give him a call, like, on his personal cell phone to get, like, a hold of you.
Yeah, like, he was in the middle of stopping a very important drug ring, like Pablo Escobar level bullshit, and, like, he just had to stop because Amber is that uwu special.
What was that voice? And in my head, I was like, why does she want to, like, bother him on his personal phone instead of just, like, leaving him a message? Like, what did I do? Oh, so scared. I was like, what is the promptness of this? Like, why do they want to talk to me this bad?
Which is funny because, like, there are so many more YouTubers and Twitch streamers and just social media influencers who have such bigger platforms, and the FBI wouldn't give them the time of day.
So I said, thank you. Yes, call him if you want, like, whatever. And I'm a very patient person, but, like, situations like this.
Patient my ass. Like, Beck didn't get you headphones in a split second, and you threw a fit like a goddamn toddler.
I don't have patience. I was like, oh my God, I need to know, like, what is happening? Very random fact about me. I'm normally a pretty patient person, but, like, in this situation.
Just because you say something doesn't make it true. Like, you are not patient. We have never seen any kind of patience from you ever.
I didn't even know what the word patience meant. Like, I needed to know right this minute, like, why did FBI Frank want to speak to me?
Amber, it's just so obvious. Like, he saw your natural beauty and he was so down bad, he just needed your number.
Just imagine the FBI trying to contact you guys. Like, it puts you in a headspace that you didn't even know, like, you had. So
Girl, please, you don't even know what that headspace is.
it wasn't even 45 seconds after I hung up with the receptionist. Frank called me.
Damn, bro, 45 seconds? He was down bad.
Imagine having the FBI call you from their own personal cell phone that quickly and that swiftly. I was like, your girl's about to go to prison. I did something that I don't even know that I remember I did. Like, I was so anxious.
Well, you know what they say about a guilty conscience, Amber?
He said, you are not in trouble. I remember in that very moment, it felt like the weight of the world left me. But then I instantly thought, what did my brother do? What did my dad do? What did my mom do? Like, why do they want to talk to me, of all people?
I don't know why they would go to you unless you potentially have some sort of information or might be connected to the situation in which they are in trouble for. So, like, doesn't quite make all that much sense to me. And I mean, the more you talk, the less believable it is, which, like, it's never been believable to me anyway, so it's even less so.
And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Turns out, y'all, the FBI is actually on my side. I never thought that, like, cops or the FBI even remotely would care about some YouTuber online.
Probably because they don't really care.
I think genuinely we underestimate some scary, scary comments online. And we always think like certain situations like, oh, something like that would never happen to us. That person was just a troll. I mean, it kind of goes along the lines of like when I got diagnosed with cancer, I thought in my head, like prior to, like, oh, that would never happen to me. Like, no one's invincible.
Dude, like, just why do you constantly try to akin everything to cancer as a way trying to make it sound more valid? Like, getting a comment about someone threatening you is not the same thing as having cancer. Like, oh my god, how are you so insensitive about something you even go through? Like, you would have a little bit more tactfulness when it comes to these situations, but you just don't. Like, you're so goddamn blasé about it.
To anything in this world. But turns out that a lot of people reported that very comment that I saw.
Yeah, probably just you and every other single sock account you have.
And I guess they reported it to like authorities, like even higher than like just reporting it to YouTube. The FBI ended up seeing it.
And how exactly do you think the interactions with the police officers, the FBI, and the people who reported it went, Amber? Like, oh no, one of my favorite YouTubers got threatened by someone. We don't know who they are. We don't know what they're capable of. We don't even know whether or not they are being truthful with their threats or have any intention of doing so. But they threatened her nonetheless. Do something about it.
Like, Frank was like, oh my God, like complimenting me on my following and stuff.
I'm sorry, but like, I'll just never stop laughing at that. It's just so stupid.
This is another part that people tease me about, and it's true. He did compliment me on my following.
Amber, please, if FBI Frank complimented you on your following, the Easter Bunny told me I had great tits.
And I think that just a lot of people do that because I think that's just a nice thing to say. I don't really think that like everyone has been completely genuine when they compliment me, like when I tell them about my following. Like, if like the first time I ever saw my tax accountant, like 8 years ago, I was complimented by them because they needed to know my job. And then one time, like I was signing up for a freaking Costco card years ago, and they complimented me on my thing then because you needed to say what your job was. Like, I think people just say that to be nice.
I am willing to bet with Amber that is a conversation starter. Like, oh, I'm a YouTuber. I have 250,000 subs.
Doesn't mean they're being 100% genuine. But FBI Frank did compliment me. Whether he actually meant it or not, it did happen. But guess what? So they took that comment very seriously, as they should. They did a whole IP address, like tracked him. Oop.
I don't know about the situation. It just sounds fishy to me. Like, I've never been in the situation, nor have I looked it up and how the process works, but I feel like it's not something that just happens like this. Like, you just don't give out people's personal details to random people without knowing 100% sure whether or not this person is a stalker and the person who's being stalked is in danger. Like, I feel like there's a due process and there's probably like warrants and stuff that you need in order to get that information. Like, you don't just hand it out.
Okay, I'm not going to say who the person is that left that comment, but it is a guy, and I know his full name. I know where he lives. So
And this situation makes it even less believable because if you know that this man could potentially be a danger to you and you are so afraid over a comment, why go to the internet to taunt him? That makes zero sense to me because it would make him only react even worse. Because if you know his full name, you know his address, you know what he's doing, you know all these different things about him, that would only make him even more unhinged and more willing to do something permanent to you. Like, this is so off base that it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And, like, it just further proves to me that, one, if it is true, which it isn't, Amber, you're incredibly goddamn stupid. And two, you're willing to put yourself and other people in danger simply because you want to have a battle of, I don't know, wills or battle of, like, egos with some maniac.
they were like worried for me. They were like, do you know this guy? I said, nope, never heard of him. So I don't know. I think it's pretty neat that, like, if there is like a fear that I have from a YouTube comment or a message, Frank is there. He said, call me anytime. Aw, FBI Frank being there. I actually did not contact him since then. So
Which makes zero sense, Amber, because if you have a contact, you have an in, you have a plug to the FBI itself, why not get them involved with the walnut situation and your video getting leaked? Wouldn't that make sense? Like, someone's impersonating you or impersonating your girlfriend, and they're doing all of these things. They're doing revenge P and so on, so on. Why on earth do you not use the connection to the FBI to find out who it is?
if you ever feel threatened or anything like that, I've never talked to the FBI before.
And girl, you still haven't.
So I thought that was like literally the craziest thing. Like, they were really, truly worried about my safety. And I don't know, I felt like really safe for a minute there. I know it's been like over a month, maybe 2 months. I don't really know. But when it happened, I was so scared at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? Like, what did I do? But it turns out I didn't do anything. They were actually just there for me. I don't know.
God, the friggin' ego on this one.
So the day that I did get in contact with the FBI, I was actually going over to a friend's house that day, and they were trying to call me, but I was on the phone with the FBI. So then I actually texted my friends and I was like, this isn't even clickbait, because it was something that we used to say, like when we would say something outrageous, we'd be like, this is not clickbait. But I even sent them a text, which you can see here in this screenshot, where I was like, I was just on the phone with the FBI, and I'll explain when I get to your house.
Yeah, I'm gonna need confirmation from your friends because there's no way in hell I'm just gonna take your word for it.
Not gonna lie, watching this video makes me want to do a mukbang. It makes me want to just enjoy a meal with you guys. Something I genuinely love about mukbangs is I eat less in them.
Whole rotisserie chicken and sell a bowl full of cereal.
Because when I'm eating at home by myself, because I live by myself, I'm usually eating while watching something, and I eat extremely fast, and it's like I'm not sitting there enjoying my meal. But when I film a mukbang, I'm eating slow, talking to you guys in between bites. I don't know, I kind of miss it.
Amber, please don't. Like, I get enough of that bullshit with foodie. I don't need you going back to mukbangs too.
Alright, so I did watch the rest of the video and no more talk of FBI Frank happened. So here I'm going to show you the voice memos that I actually sent the person who contacted me. So here it is.
Okay, so I'm sending this in voice memo because I feel like it would be easier. So first of all, thank you so much for reaching out to me. I just got so much anxiety and I was so scared, but I figured I would tell you guys like why they wanted to talk to me, because I just called them, just talk to them, because I don't want you guys worried. I mean, I don't even know if you are, but so I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, what did I do? I thought maybe I did something bad and I didn't know, you know? So after calling, the guy got a hold of me, and it turns out they saw a comment on my YouTube page from back in October. And I remember this comment so well, which is really weird because I get so many comments per video, but this comment was threatening to kill me. And I remember it because they were like, yeah, I know exactly where you live, and just like literally threatening to kill me. So I guess the FBI found that comment, which I'm not sure how, but long story short, whoops, I was cut off. But long story short, they actually found the IP address for that account, and they found the guy's name, and they have a picture of him, so they want to show me the guy to see if I like know him or not. I don't know, but I was really scared. But thank you for contacting me. I hope you're doing good.
I don't even understand how Amber can take a potential stalking and unaliving case and make it sound boring. Like, that is an achievement in itself. And again, like, this isn't even evidence because you're just saying something potentially happened without proving it. Like, that's not proof. Where is the proof that you promised?
So the last 10 seconds of that voice memo was something personal to them about their life. So I am just saying that obviously I'm going to leave that part out. So the FBI Frank story is absolutely without a doubt real. It did happen. I know it sounds far-fetched. I know it sounds crazy, but it did happen.
Alright, Amber, where is the proof? Because so far, you still haven't shown any, and you having a screenshot from you potentially sending yourself a message on a sock account doesn't count as proof. It's same thing with like the voice memos. That isn't proof either. Like you're sending a voice memo to a random person we don't know even exists or not, and you're saying that it did happen.
And due to them not knowing where I live, that obviously raises questions of, was this just a troll? I don't have the answer for you because I don't know. I'm strictly telling you what happened to me. And the whole FBI Frank story is 100% true, troll or not. But like, it seemed very real. All I took out of this video is I want to film a mukbang, y'all. Like, what the heck? Anyways, that is the end of this react-land. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.
Alright guys, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy. And we are going to be reacting to now 2 videos because Alexis has just dropped a new video. I literally got a notification as I'm saying this. So, my god, this is going to be a long day. But we're going to get into it. See you then. Bye-bye.